Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, I'm Spirit Medium Laura, your host of this radio show. I've been channeling spirit for over 30 years and recently was chosen for the 2014 book, 100 Top Psychics in America. Here's how to LOVE love your readings on this radio show. L is for let spirit lead. O is for only one question or connection for caller. V is for validate all advice of a licensed professional. And E is for enjoy the show. Stay tuned for additional announcements. Hi, everybody. This is Spirit Medium Laura. And the mood of the day is sleepy and meditative. Anyway, that's how I feel. I guess because it's a holiday, although a lot of people really didn't have off today. But I feel like, I don't know, just like I want to take a nap. So welcome to the show. This is Spirit Medium Laura, Mediumship and Messages here on Blog Talk Radio. For the first 30 minutes or so, I will focus in on other side connections. And then after that, I will do a combination of messages, regular psychic messages, meditation, manifesting, mentoring, and healing. If you want to know how to get 25% off a private session with me, just go to spiritmediumtv.com. Spiritmediumtv.com is the website for this radio show. And on that website, you can get a sale. You'll see the instructions at number 1 on that page for 25% off private session with me. The second option is to win a private session with me, and that is simply to go there, spiritmediumtv.com, and join the mailing list upper right of the page. 3, if you want to jump to the top of the queue, you can make a donation there at step 3. And rivetingly exciting is that you can actually watch the show live there, as I have a live video feed of me in front of a screen, an Asian basic kind of bland kind of backdrop. So in any event, thank you so much for coming today. A couple of announcements. One of them is, no, I didn't really fix it. I will be having in November, starting in November, something I have been doing all along, and that is a trance circle, an other side or mediumship trance circle, in which I deliver messages, connections to the other side, and healing. And that will be the second Sunday of the month. And it's a live one. This is in person at my own location. So if you're interested in any of the events that I have and registering for them, just go to spiritmediumtv.com, and about 2/3 down the page is you click on a link to my events location, which is on Meetup. Also, which I've been getting a lot of people asking me, I will have a live development circle the second Tuesday of the month as well. Both are reasonably priced and should be quite fun. Okay, is there anything else I need to say? Well, I do want to just talk about 1 or 2 things before I get into the meditation and then the messages and all. I will have a channel message, but I guess, okay, one thing I could talk about is haunting. Okay, we're in the month of October now, and a lot of people think of ghosts and goblins and woo, 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 and all that business. And so funny, on Friday evening, I was at home, and I got a call from a neighbor telling me, oh, there's a show about hauntings on channel whatever, 400 and something or other. So I put it on, and I'm like thinking, oh, yeah, hauntings, whatever. I'm not that interested in hauntings, to be honest with you. I've never been haunted, except maybe by myself or by the cellulite on my thighs, but never really, or some relationship that wasn't working out, but never really been haunted by a ghost. So as I'm watching the show, my phone rings, and someone's on the line who's telling me that she is or thinks that she's being haunted, which was kind of coincidental. And so I spent a lot of time with her, but the takeaway from this for everyone is in metaphysics, which is the spiritual laws that we are all subject to, according to metaphysics, like energies attract like energies. So if you ever feel that you have a hex put on you, or a soul is attached to you, or that you're being haunted, the first place to go to disconnect from all of that is to yourself. That's the same thing with love and relationships. If you're attracting the same thing over and over again, or it's a dysfunctional relationship you're in, the first place to go to is yourself. And one of the best things that you can do to heal thyself is to take up meditation, prayer and meditation. In the case of being haunted or what have you, you might be fear-based. This young lady that called me was very frightened because somebody had put the fear of the devil in her. Another psychic had put the fear of the devil in her, that there was a soul attached to her husband that was haunting her. And she was so scared. So the first place to go is to prayer, and certainly to meditation to heal thyself. So if anything is awry in your world, not right, remember, like attracts like. And the first place to go to change, to heal, is meditation. And on my website, which is, you can go to spiritmediumtv.com, and you're on a page of my website, and you will see the main menu there. You'll see Clairvoyant Healer on the main menu. If you click on that, you'll see I have a page on how to meditate. And the reason is because it's one of the most direct tools to healing of every sort. Because what meditation does, it connects you to higher resources, of which there is no illness, there is no lack, there's only abundance. And meditation gets you that pipeline to cosmic consciousness. And in that pipeline, you are protected, you are nurtured, and situations that are dysfunctional automatically clear themselves up. Automatically clear themselves up. Did I say automatically clear themselves up? I'll tell you a very quick story about something. I was working for Microsoft Corporation in the 90s. Yep, I was in the software industry. I'd worked hard, very hard at that company, and all of a sudden they changed my manager, and it seemed like he was out to get me. Everything I did, he was checking up, as if I was a bad employee. I only got straight A reviews. I don't know what the problem was. But I got very nervous because I had stock options that I'd worked hard to attain. And if I were fired suddenly, I would lose them. And they were almost ready to be withdrawn or taken. So I went to a spiritual healer, and all he did was teach me to meditate. I was kind of curious because I thought I thought he was going to give me some advice or do some kind of thing with me. But no, he just taught me how to meditate. And within a few weeks, maybe 2 months, that manager was transferred. Problem solved. So if you're ever in a problem situation in your life, go to that tab on my website, Clairvoyant Healer, How to Meditate, under there, and you will get some solutions. So I'm going to do a little bit of channeling in a moment, but first I want to get us all ready for our readings. Woo! So I'd like everybody that's listening and everybody that wants to participate to uncross your arms and legs and sit back in your chair. Oh, see, there's that little sleepy laziness. Oh, excuse me. That's a good way to start off our time together, by being relaxed. So uncross your arms and legs, sit back in your chair. I'd like all of you to start to think about your abdominal area. And I would like you to start breathing from that area, just gently breathing in and gently exhaling, allowing yourself to get very decompressed, very relaxed and open. And now think about what you would like this evening. If it's a question from like an answer to a life situation you're in, just firmly plant that question in your mind. If it's an other side connection, then I'd like you to think of the soul or souls you'd like to have come in this evening. Call them in. Actually, call the souls in. And as you do that, I am going to go do the prayer. I will be back in a second. And now what I'd like each of you and every one of you to do is on your next exhale of breath, I would like you to release into your space your energy, and I will connect us all. One moment, please. Oh, there's a lot of creativity in the group, and particularly from the father figures in people's lives. Interesting. Creativity from father figures or men in the past, each and every one of you. And, I'm not going to interpret that further. So in a moment, I'm going to call, right now, I'm going to call in a message, a channeling message for you. 1 second, please. We are here. We are the ones. We have come in to give you a message of hope, a message of joy, a message of love. Each and every one of you deserves success in your life. And each and every one of you feels that somehow, no matter what you have accomplished, that you have not achieved success. And more importantly, perhaps, that you are not worthy of success. We would like to remind each and every one of you that success is not related to worthiness, nor is it related to anything else, any cause. Success is simply related to what you ask and what you tell the universe to provide for you. So if you are having problems in your life, in love, in money, in any way, in health, simply direct the universe to provide for you another effect, another cause. Tell the universe when you are in meditation what it needs to provide for you. Deepak Chopra calls this the gap. When you are in meditation and you go to that very silent space where there is no thinking and there is only being, in that space resides the potential of infinite creativity. That means that when you send out an instruction or intention to the universe in turn echoes back the condition into your life. Use your power to create, dear ones. It is there at your fingertips. Namaste. That's a nice one. I like that. I like that message. Okay, and so, oh my goodness, we got a lot of people here. I'm going to see if there's anybody here waiting for, we do have somebody waiting for another side. Definitely wants that. Hello, Joyce. How are you, darling?
Oh, hi. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. There aren't a lot of people competing with you for other side connections. That's why you're so easily picked from the queue. So you're one.
Oh,
Yeah. So let me just see who's there for you in spirit. I do feel a mother figure more than anything else to you. Okay. Where's 978 area code? Is that New York area? Where is that 978?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Okay. Well, welcome to the show. I just saw what was it called? Black Mass on Saturday. That movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, was a great movie. Did you see it? Have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet. So you liked it, though, huh?
Well, it was very violent, but of course, excellent quality movie. Everybody,
Yeah.
right? Everybody listening, Johnny Depp plays a gangsta. What was the gangsta's name?
Yeah.
Can't remember his name.
Whitey
Bulger. That's right, Whitey Bulger. And I was so surprised to find out that he wasn't found for many years until 2011. He was actually finally arrested. But quite a violent movie,
Yeah.
but very well done. And set in, everybody who's listening, set in Massachusetts in the Boston area. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. So now going to you, Joyce, 978. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, sweetheart. Well, as I mentioned, I already feel a mother for you, a mother figure. Okay. I also feel that you have a son on Earth. Do you have a son, love?
Kind of.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny, but it's so funny the way he shows up. He doesn't show in the normal area. Usually, your own child Well, he shows up on your, what would that be, your right side. So it's kind of interesting. It's somehow related to your husband, I believe, or something to do with that. A father's side of the family. I don't know what that is, but I feel a male there, and I don't know if he's in spirit on Earth. I think whoever it is on Earth. Okay, but there's a,
Yeah, he is.
okay, there's a woman here that's very cute. She's a little bit rounder. She's got smaller figure. She's in a kitchen, actually, and maybe I'm projecting this because I'm thinking of Massachusetts, but it reminds me of an apartment kind of dwelling, more in a suburban city area, you know. And she's a little old-fashioned kitchen, and there she is. There's a window there behind her. She's got a little apron on and stuff like that. She's a little bit rounded figure, petite. Her hair is on the shorter to medium length, and it's kind of soft and waved. And she likes to cook. Let me see what else. She's got a pointed nose, and she's. Are you telling me this? Are you telling me this, ma'am? Because she says, and I have beady eyes. She says, beady eyes. You're going to tell me of beady eyes? She says, well, they were cute. She'd always had a sparkle in her eyes. She says, she's a very loving and kind mother figure to you and the rest of the family. She says, there's at least 4 of us in the family. I don't know if she means 4 children or 4 in total. Hold on, 4. Okay, see, like this 4 offspring. 4 children. Do you understand? Yeah. Okay. So she's very, yeah, okay, very communicative. I see an oven there. She likes to bake or cook. I see her doing things in the kitchen. And she loves, you know, she's more domestic. The kitchen is kind of small. Okay, she doesn't have a lot of money, it looks like. You know, it's more of an old-fashioned kind of thing there set up. She says, but it did us well, it did us fine for many years. She says, and then we moved away from there, and there was a house in the suburbs, or it was farther out from the city. Do you remember that, please, Joyce? And she went from the more of an yeah. She says, well, and the kids were great, and then there was offspring and, you know, grandchildren and everything else. She says, I had a fine life with you, Joyce, and everybody else. I had a fine life. She says, I thank you for all the times that you took care of me. You made sure everything was that I needed was there for me. She says, you weren't always in the house with me, but you're always looking out for me. And she will always appreciate that. She says, the way you looked in on her. Yeah, she says you also made sure that she wasn't too alone, because there was a time towards the end, I'm assuming, that she was more living alone, or you might have been afraid she felt alone or she was alone. She says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that I had to burden you with all these worries and things to do for me. She says, but I also want to say I'm very, very pleased that you did that for me, because I needed it, and you were there for me. She says, take care of the children for me, take care of the family, do everything you need to do, Joy. She says, you're a wonderful mother and wife. And she says, everybody in your life really appreciates you. She says, even though I know sometimes you don't see it from them, or you might think that they're taking you for granted, she says, everybody around you really loves you. And I've come in to tell you that, so that you know that this evening. Because right now, she says, you're going through a time where you're wondering if you're appreciated or not. Does that make sense to you, Joy? Does that make sense to you, honey? Yeah. She says everybody appreciates you, especially that boy of yours. I'm assuming you have a son. Well, we already said something about a son over there.
Yeah, it's my nephew. He lives with me.
She says he appreciates you too. And
he does.
Yeah. Okay, so you know it. Good. But she's saying it again. So there you go. There's your grandmother or aunt or whoever she is. Who is she? Your mom? Your grandma?
My mother. Definitely my mother.
Yeah. She's the cutest thing in the world. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
She said She says, I had an acerbic wit also, just like you, Joyce. She says, you're killing me with your humor sometimes. She says, you're killing me with your humor sometimes. She says, you gotta crack me up. You got a great sense of humor. You crack me up. And she says, do we laugh in She says, yes, we laugh in spirit. She says, well, of course we laugh in spirit. We have a good time here. It's my home now. She says, of course. But she says, I'm still baking in the kitchen when I want to. I'm still baking in the kitchen when I want to. Now, just for you to know, Joyce, I'm reading, and everybody listening, I'm reading this book. It's called The Afterlife Unveiled. The Afterlife Unveiled. It's by Stafford Betty, Betty, PhD. And in there, he talks about the afterlife. And, you know, I hadn't read the book, but every time I was bringing in Souls from the Other Side on the show, quite often you'd hear about them doing things they did on Earth. And I didn't know, I'm sitting there saying, because the souls were saying it through me. But he says that, this doctor, this PhD, in all his research,
Yeah.
that when they go to spirit from Earth, we're at a certain vibration, they are going into a place very much like Earth. Very much like
Wow.
Earth. Yeah. So you might want to check the book out. It's very interesting.
I will.
Yeah. All right, honey. Well, thank you so much for calling in this evening. Love you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, love.
You.
Okay. Bye, honey. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Let's see if there's anybody else wanting an other side connection. And there is. Goody, goody. Hey, Nathaniel. It's Laura. Nathaniel? Oh, he must have stepped away for a moment. Okay, so we're going to go to other people that are waiting for other kinds of questions, and then we'll get back to anybody who wants other side. Maybe there'll be somebody who pops in later on is wanting other side. Today's more of a love life or other kinds of things like that. Oh, yeah, I'll do her, and then I'll go to you, Mia. Hold on. This is Karen. Karen,
Hello.
Hi, honey. Where is 313? Hi, where's 330 area code? Is that Chicago, or where is that?
No, Northeast Ohio.
Ohio. Okay. All right. And so you have a question about your love life, and so just give me the question. Not a lot of background, okay?
I met him in August. It's been
Okay.
days, broken days.
Okay. Don't tell me the background. Just tell me.
Not?
Okay, just tell me the question, not the background. Sorry to cut you off like that, but I really don't want to hear it because it influences me, and then you don't get the right answer. So go ahead and say what the question is, please.
Should I wait for him?
Yes, you should wait.
The right one for me.
Yes.
Or let him go.
Yeah, I get a big yes on waiting for him. He does need to figure some things out. He feels sort of confused. God, what's going on with my mouth? And also, it's very important to let somebody go so that they can come back on their own, when they've cleared out what they need to clear out. So this is sort of like a time for you to clear out the past, give him some space, and see where he wants to go from here. What is his? Give me just his initials, Karen.
RM.
RM. Hold on. I'll give you a little more detail. RM for Karen. He really does care for you. Okay. He really does care for you. Feels strong love in your direction. He will figure things out eventually. He's not ready now to make any kind of commitment. It feels like he has some kind of obligations under him that preclude that sort of thing right now. But ultimately, the feelings are there. And also there's such a great connection between the two of you, so that when you have these kind of feelings, which doesn't come often, okay, then it is worth waiting for and being a little bit patient. So what I get is a very good disposition here, and that this can be worked out, and that he will figure it out. I hope those things I've said make sense to you. Do they, honey?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, honey. God bless, and have a beautiful evening, honey.
Thank you.
Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to go to Mia now. Hello, Mia. Whoops. What happened to Mia? Oh, there she is. Okay. Go ahead, honey.
Hi.
Hi, honey. So, what do you want to say about... Okay, let me tell everybody. I have been working with Mia on a healing, and we've had very good results. I'm going to tell them a little bit about this before you go into your thing, because I think it's interesting. I won't tell them your personal life, but I'll just say a few things. So she was having problems in an area of her life, and I did what I call a mind, body, soul, medical intuition / healing, and she started to have results. And so now, after a few iterations of this, a few different private sessions, we've come to a point where she's starting to meditate. And so go ahead, Mia, tell us what your question is or comment is or what you need from me.
Well, sometimes I just get into meditation automatically when I'm sitting there and just being quiet. For example, on the toilet, and then it just suddenly I just daze off into this meditation.
Okay. Is there something wrong with that?
Something like, I don't know. It just happens automatically. Like suddenly, it started happening. But
Okay. Is there a question
and
about
then,
that, though? Is there a question
yeah,
about that?
well, is it normal?
Of course.
Do you like that?
Sure. Why not? Actually, if you liken meditation to going in and out of a trance, or different brainwave states, which meditation does put you into a slower brainwave states like alpha, okay, or theta. Everybody listening, beta is our day-to-day brainwave state, right? And then when we slow it down, when we're quiet or daydreaming or meditating, we go to alpha, and sometimes we go to theta, okay? So during the day, quite often, we will zone off into other brainwave states. We can't always be, and you'll agree with this, I'm sure, Mia, we can't always be running around doing everything we need to do. Sometimes we just daze off. So yeah, that's quite normal, honey. And it's not really relevant to your healing in any way. It's just, it's a nice thing to comment about, that it's normal to kind of zone out every now and then, certainly, except when you're driving a car or you're operating any kind of power tools. But certainly, it's an okay thing to happen as you're learning how to meditate. Okay, honey?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and also like all kinds of emotions like show up. Is that another normal thing that happens?
Well, that I'm glad you brought that up, because if you're experiencing emotions that you don't understand, okay, as I did a healing for her, okay, and for anybody if this happens to you, I always say I'm not a replacement for licensed medical help. However, I am a complement to that. So if you do a healing, spiritual healing, if you get a healing, spiritual healing, or even if you go to a therapist, emotions could come up. But if it becomes unwieldy, if it becomes a problem, then I am obligated to tell you that you may need to see a counselor, a licensed professional, as I can't take that responsibility. I can only do what I do well. But so it depends on what your emotions are. Are they making you crazy? Are you crying your eyes out? Or is it just every now and then something's coming up and you can handle it? You might want to check in with a therapist. I don't know. What do you say to that?
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm saying?
They go.
They come and they go.
Yes, I know. It doesn't stay. It feels like suddenly, oh, there's this emotions that I'm feeling, and then it goes away.
Okay. Well, if it becomes something that is troubling to you, then I am obligated to tell you in an ethical way that you need to go see a counselor or therapist to make sure it's nothing serious. Now, on the other hand, as we detox, for example, our body, if we went through a detox, things would come up. Like, for example, this is not your situation, it's an example. But, as we detox, we might have exhaustion or headaches or what have you. Same thing if we detox emotionally, we might have, as we're clearing things, they come out. But I cannot tell you that's an area I cannot do, because I'm not a licensed, I'm not a licensed psychologist or therapist. So if it is something that's troubling to you, then I recommend you see a therapist. Okay, Mia?
Yes.
All right.
And I did go through the exhaustion, and it went away.
Good. All right, sweetheart. Well, thank you so much, honey, for calling in. It's a pleasure to speak with you, Mia, as always.
Oh, thank you, Laura.
Thank you, honey.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. So I'm going to go to Janice, who has a live question. Hello, Janice.
Hello?
Yes. How are you?
Hi.
I'm great. How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Good.
What can I do for you this evening? If you're asking a live question, I just want to remind you, just give me the question, not any background, so I'm not influenced. Go ahead, honey.
Okay. What do I belong in the area that I'm in? I just feel off.
In your area where you live, you mean? At night?
Right where I live and jobs and everything is just out of whack.
Okay. All right. Let's go to that. Hold on, Janice. Belong, yes or no? Yeah, you do belong there. And after you work out, the few initial things that you're working on right now, there'll be a new day in the sunshine for you. Everything's going to sort of get better. There's a couple of foundational issues that require focus, and once they're like one or two, maybe three, once they're ironed out, then everything else is going to get better. I'm going to find out what that. I have a feeling it's money or job. Hold on. What is it, spirits, for Janice? Money mostly. You're in the wrong line of work. So I'm looking at it geographically. You don't need to leave where you live, but you're not in the right work for you. So that area does need to be changed a little bit. Just adjusted, not necessarily completely uprooted or traumatized, which would be traumatic, or a big traumatic change or dramatic change, but just a little bit adjusted, because the line of work that you're in is exhausting you. It's making you negative, and it's draining you. Okay, and that is the area. Once you change that, then everything else is going to be easier for you. So the job is really difficult. What are you doing? What kind of work do you do, Janice?
Well, I'll tell you what I used to do, but you're exactly right that it did exhaust me and drain me. I was in like call center kind of work, but I'm more qualified, and I just can't really seem to get a grasp on
what to do.
Where, you know what? Right. I'm very creative, and I've tried to do my own business, but that has not.
Okay. Okay. So you didn't solve the problem yet. So let's just focus on that tonight. But once that is resolved, it doesn't mean you have to move or anything. Okay. It just means you have to get that fixed. Are you in California? Is that what 919 is?
No, that's North Carolina.
So you're in North Carolina. Okay. Let me just see something here. You're creative. You want to work with your head, not your heart right now. Spirit says to work more with your head, not your heart right now. In other words, not use the creativity just yet. It can be embedded in anything you do, the kind of creativity you have, which happens to be communication skills. That's why you ended up in that awful job, because you're a good communicator. People like you very much. You're very talented in everything you do, whatever you do. And what I get primarily for you, this may sound a little odd, but you should look into something to do with sales and marketing. The customer service was not a good fit for you, although it's kind of related to that. But if you got into a field, if you got into a way to do sales and marketing is something that you really like to do, it will be very lucrative. It will make you feel like you're in the driver's seat and not left behind anymore. It will give you flexibility. Flexibility and money are the two things that are very important to you. And also, I don't know why I'm seeing this at all, but do you have any idea why I would see an Indian, American Indian? Why do I see an American Indian around you?
I don't know why you would see an American Indian.
It's bizarre. I don't know. Maybe that will have something to do with the work that you will do. So what I want you to do is look for work that's closer to home, that will be a good paying job, not anything creative right now. Or embed your creativity. In other words, don't just go to be an artist or what have you. Go to get a solid position that pays well and gives you flexibility. But your creativity will be embedded in the work in many, many ways, because you do things differently than others. That's where the creativity comes in. So your guides are trying to help you see the difference between 100% out there on a limb doing your own thing, creatively, versus finding a practical foundation and then embedding within that creativity. And then eventually you can work into something that's more on your own. So you need to be on your own, okay? And you need to make money, okay, and you need to feel successful. And so what I get is something to do with marketing and sales. And I think this is going to sound a little odd, but you are talking to a psychic, so I guess it won't. But it felt like there could be something to do with heritage and or museums or something like that might be coming up that has to do that would work for you as far as a job goes. Maybe there'd be some sales involved. Maybe you'd be in a marketing team or part of a marketing department of a museum, or even promotional stuff. So look for practical, look for more marketing sales, look for something where you're going to be more on your own, and look for something where there's lucrative outcome from that. Okay?
Okay.
All right, honey. Thank you so much for calling in, Janice. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you, honey. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to go to Susie, then I will go to Karen. Susie. Susie, hello, honey.
Hello, Laura.
Hi, honey. So just go ahead and give me your question, honey. Not a lot of background. No background at all, actually. Just give me your question.
Okay, I would like to see if Spirit sees me in a committed, not necessarily marriage, but a committed relationship at least just one more time before, for the rest of my life.
Oh. Well, okay, the first answer is something that you already know, but it merits saying again, that if anything that we really desire, we can have. We just need to learn how to project that into the cosmos, into the universal mind, through meditation, prayer, also mantras. And on my website, under Clairvoyant Healer, I have a manifesting tab for everybody listening, where I combine meditation with some journaling and mantra to help you with that. So you can have anything you want. You have that power. Okay? So let me just now go to another channel for the answer. 1 second, please. And hold on. Well, if you want it, I think your heart is open for it, and I think you can have it. You have to believe in it. And the question shows that you may not really understand or really feel it's possible or believe in it for you. And yes, it is. So the answer is, from your guides, it is very possible for you. You have plenty of time left on earth. You're a giving and loving person. You're extremely social, and you're very well liked. You're very well liked by your peers, friends, and enemies. I don't know why they add enemies in. I guess if you have any conflict with anyone, they always notice it because you're very well liked. So just go about your business. And I will not go into fortune telling because I don't do that. I won't say next month or something if you're in the right place, the right time. What I'm going to tell you is use your magic wand and get to working on that manifesting mantra. Okay, sweetheart?
Okay.
All right, honey. I'm not going to say next month in the grocery store when you're, what do you call it, feeling up the melons, he'll be there. No, he'll be there. Actually, I think that he will be there in about 6 to 8 months. But you have to do the groundwork.
In the grocery store? By the mountains.
You know what I do? I see you in a checkout in a grocery store, and you can't keep your hands to yourself because there's a cutie in front of you in the checkout line, and you touch his butt. Can you imagine?
Uh-oh.
You touch his butt, and there the relationship begins. I'm only.
I'm
No, that's the melon. No, I'm only kidding. But I do feel in about 6 to 8 months that everything's going to be shifting for you. You need a little waiting time. But don't forget that you are a creator, just like we all are. We all have abilities to switch from whatever channel we're on to another channel of experience. And the universe is not fixed. The universe is a hologram. It's a projection of our belief systems and what we're resonating. So if we're resonating negativity, I'm not lovable, I won't have love, then we'll pull that in. But if we're resonating, I'm lovable, I know I can have love, and I'm going to command it, I'm going to set intention for it, and I'm going to project that as my next experience, then you will have that. And I feel you are capable of that, and I feel your belief system is great for love. So therefore, I do feel you will have it.
Well, okay, then I better get working on it.
Go get working on it, honey. I just can't imagine. You are a very romantic and loving person, and so love will always come to you. Okay?
Well, thank you, dear.
You're welcome, honey. Bye-bye. Bye, honey. Okay. I am going to go to Karen, who wants or needs a healing. Hi, Karen. How are you, honey?
Hi. Oh, thank you. I'm hanging in.
Good. What can I
you
do
know,
for you? Yeah. What can?
How are you? I have been on a healing journey for seemingly forever, trying to heal myself on all levels. It started physically, but I've been working every angle. I don't know if I should tell you more. I don't know what missing piece is and why I can't just, so something I'm missing or the doctors are missing or whatever.
All right. Well, let's just take a quick look at you and see what's going on with you. Now, you're a 212. That means New York.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm from New York, so I like New York. Okay, Karen, 212. Let's take a quick look at you. One of the things I get is that you're very cerebral and you're in your head a lot. And that, okay. And you're always thinking, analyzing, cutting, dicing, and churning about. And that you have because of this, it creates a fear-based belief system in you because you believe in objective reality and that you're separate from source. I hope these things I'm saying are making sense to you so far. Are they, please? Otherwise, I'll go back and see what I can see what I can say to pull a little bit more out. But what I first get is this idea that you're analytical and that you feel very distinctly separate from source, from goodness, from abundance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been working on it, and I do feel connection when I meditate. So I didn't know I was, but I feel very jaded, and yeah. Okay. I guess some of that does make sense.
Okay. So that's the first thing I get. Now I'm going to move on. I'm going to try to move on with that. You're very okay. That is right brain, but they're actually pulling me to your right brain. Interesting. Okay, so you are meditating. You know about that. Right brain means creative. Oh, okay, get it. So a lot of this, I hear the word fear over and over again. Right brain is creative mind. So as we parse our life apart, and we have a creative mind, which you do, and it's very active. It's like nitro in glycerin. What I mean by that is it creates problems. So the first thing I have to say is you're creating problems through a very active imagination about what you feel detached from and what you feel distant from. There's also belief systems and desires which don't seem fulfilled. Now, I'm not in your physicality. I'm only on a spiritual, intellectual mind, the mind, soul, the mind, soul level. Let me just see body. Is there anything else physically they want to? Okay, the heart area seems to be bothering me. I see a lot of disappointment in that area, and love. Go down. I'm going very quickly. Okay, now do you literally have any problem in your left lung and or heart area? Because they're showing me that area there is bothering me. It's bothering me when I go down there.
Not that I know of.
Okay, so
not symptoms.
Okay, do you have then emotional issues that you're that are bothering you? In other words, love issues.
Not that much now.
Okay, so I've done about as much as I can do just by looking through you. So what do you want the healing in? What do you think you need the healing in?
Well, emotionally and physically.
Okay. Now, what I get is most of it is emotional, and then it's causing physicality. It's causing problems. Actually, what I'm getting is when I go back to that emotional thing, which I am going into, and I'm also going into your heart chakra, which is also part of the emotional thing, those two bodies of yours, I feel somehow you're crippled in life. I don't know if that literally means you have walking problems or something to do with hips and or mobility issues, but I feel like whatever it is holding you back. What are the physical problems that you're having, honey? I will go to that physically.
It's not really about walking. I mean, I do have some problems with my feet. They're more annoying and everything.
Okay, what is the problem?
But not about walking. They're more internal.
Okay.
Thyroid, adrenal, hormone imbalances. It started with, I thought, systemic candida and maybe other infections.
Okay, well, I do see when I go to
going around in circles with all of that. So
okay.
I don't know what.
All right, well, hold on.
It.
Okay, hold on. Well, I do feel I did for your feet. I felt your knees also are bothering you. I go into the stomach area and I do feel a problem there. So I'm just sending and healing love and light. Okay? I'm not God. I'm not God. I'm not perfect. I'm just a channel for these things. And a lot of the healing has to do with you accepting the healing. So please, if you would, on a subconscious level, agree to this, sending as much healing as I can give you. Now, you said something about adrenal, hormonal things, which would be the hypothalamus, I'm believing. Let me go into there. And also thyroid. Hold on. Hold on. Please allow Karen to find balance in her body. Please allow her to find balance in her subconscious, balance in her thinking. Let her find quiet. Let her find solace. Let her find the calm within and allow it to express without. Allow Karen to be all that she has come to earth to be, the beautiful soul that she is, and allow her to find healing. And so I'm just doing a quick healing on you. I can't go into very deep detail. One thing I do right now, after I've gone into all the areas and sent an intention with spiritual energy, is I'm pulling in white light from the crown down through the body, through the feet. I'm pulling in green light from the feet up, from earth through the feet up through the body, and then pink light from the crown down through. I also want to just do a quick, how do I do this on the radio? It's just too fast. I have to go fast. Okay, I'm just pulling you out of what I call it, an 8 fate. It's like as if there's a figure 8 in front of you, big one. You're in the right bubble of the figure 8, and on the left is this systemic issue, which is haunting you, quote unquote, your problem with your health, okay? On the right, there's a white light. It's coming from your heart area and your throat area. It's getting brighter and brighter. This is spiritual energy. It grows so bright, it completely immerses you and immerses the bubble. It spreads to the left and it completely immerses that negative entity that sits there, the thing that you're tied to. Okay? And so now the light kind of drifts away. We don't no longer see the left bubble. Whatever that was that you were tied to in this infinite connection is now eradicated, erased, dissolved. On the right, you stand, you turn and look at us, and you're smiling and whole. This is a symbolic healing to release you of any karmic ties, any karmic beliefs, or any karmic debt, if one believes in that, to a systemic issue. You're now healed, you're now perfect. You're now set to move about your life. Please, for the next couple of days, drink a lot of fluids, rest, and continue the meditation as you've been doing, which is the best way to heal. Believe in the following, please, that when you meditate, whatever you're getting from cosmic consciousness and energy remains with you throughout the day and always is with you. Be consistent in the meditation and setting the intention that you are divine light and love. Namaste, namaste, namaste. And with that, Karen, I'm going to let you go, and I want to thank you so much for calling in, honey.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, love. Bye-bye, honey. Bye-bye. Okay, and so we are now going to go to, I tried to get Nathaniel, but I'm going to try to find somebody else now. I did get Nathaniel, wasn't there. Okay, we are going to, bear with me, everyone. I'm sorry for this. Okay. We are going to go to, oh, I already did Mia. Okay. Well, I will go to Yvonne, who has been waiting the longest. Hold on, if I can find her. There she is. Hey, Yvonne, how are you, honey? Hi.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, love. So just give me your question, honey. No background, okay? Just the question.
Okay. I just want to know about a relationship.
Okay. So that's not, if I see you in one or having one or getting over one. What's the question?
You see me going into one.
Yep. Hold on one second. You are open to relationships. You're doing all the right things. But there's something that has to take time first, unless we compress it with healing. But it's something like residue from the past that still remains with you. And that has to heal or has to be totally let go. What I do see is you, Actually, it looks like you live in a colder climate. It looks like you live in a more rural area. Is that correct, please?
No, I live in Austin, Texas.
Why do I see beautiful? I see
98 degrees today.
Well, you will be having a winter, will you not? Do the leaves fall off the trees in the winter? Yes, they do. And
Yes.
I see a deer. Okay, so what I'm seeing is a rural. So you might leave and go into the country at some point. Let's just take what I get. And what I'm seeing is a beautiful deer. The reason they're showing me this, leaves off the trees, deer, is you have to go through the winter before you get to a point where you're going to find someone new. And it also reminds me of shedding the past. It's almost symbolic of completely, letting the leaves go of the past. It's a symbolic thing. After that, after the winter, and after you need some time to heal. You need some time to release something, and then somebody new is coming into you. I hear something about meeting somebody through work, okay? Or somehow you're going to meet this person through work. And you also need to be flexible because whatever you thought you liked will probably not be the case here. So just be sure that you remind yourself to be open and flexible about whoever does come in. Spirit is inviting you to, just be flexible. And so I do see somebody coming in the spring. Okay? If there's anything else I need to tell, let me just see if there's anything else I need to tell about. As I said to Susie B., and as I say over and over again to everybody, a huge heap of manifesting would be very much in order. In other words, when we want to create something in our life, I don't like to do just a two-dimensional kind of projection or fortune telling. I prefer to say to you, do a meditation, and during the meditation, think about what you want, visualize it in your life. On my website, which if you go to spiritmediumtv.com, you'll be on a page on my website. You'll see on the main menu, Clairvoyant Healer. If you click on that, you'll see Manifesting with Meditation. Manifesting with Meditation. Take a look at that. There's some interesting information which can help bring that person in. It helps with manifesting. Okay?
All right.
All right, honey. Thank you so much for calling in, darling. Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye. Okay, bye. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I believe this so much these days. There really is no objective reality. It's only a reality that we are projecting. I'm going to open up the call again to Nathaniel and see what's going on with him. Are you back, Nathaniel?
I'm back. Sorry I missed you.
Well, I got you now. Okay. All right. So let's see if I could pull in some. You said life or other side connection. You have a preference?
I'm always like wanting to know the other side. I'm always curious about, always that,
Yeah. All right. Let's see if I can pull somebody in for you. And I want you to know that curiosity does not allow us to work well with mediumship. It has to be a reason, like we're grieving or loss or healing, because they have to take a lot of energy to come visit us as well. But nevertheless, I will give this a look-see, because I do feel there is a healing figure for you from the past comes in. A man that you knew that was he uses the word proctor. Now, proctor is somebody who administers tests. He was a proctor of sorts of yours that you knew when you were growing up. In other words, he was administering tests to you, or perhaps he was in an educational relationship with you, an older person, but it was like more of a brother figure than a father figure to you. There's a peer relationship there and a friendship. And I'm going to give you a couple more things before I come back to you. Okay, because you may not know who it is. I don't know. You know a lot of people, though, right, Nathaniel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I do.
All right. Well, this man is kind of. You want to give me a look, sir, or what you look like? He's tall, good looking. That's a subjective thing, I know, but he's using those words. He must have a sense of humor. I do see a beard on him, and I also see that he's kind of like an individualist, an individual thinker type, a creative type. He also is wearing on his head, and this is a very unusual image, but for you, Nathaniel, what can I say? He's wearing like a hat like that you might see a Texan wear or something, more like a cowboy hat, but it's not quite a cowboy hat. And he also has a bird with him, like a macaw or a parakeet or a big bird, okay? And this man is a friend of yours, and he says from a previous life, not meaning another, might be a lifetime connection, but another time in your life when you were around him. There seems to be a time in your life where you had more outdoorsy activities. You were more outdoors and doing things outdoors, and there might have even been some camping or some kind of things like that outdoors. He even says rodeo. I know it sounds very strange. First of all, can you relate to a time in your life where you were outdoors more, maybe had more of an outdoor lifestyle?
Oh, yeah. I'm indoors a lot now because it's so hot out here. I'm staying indoors a lot.
But
There's not a lot, there's a desert out here, so.
But you did
I do go outdoors.
Okay, but you've had another time in your life when you were outdoors more, maybe even camping, or looks like that.
Right, ocean, scuba diving.
Okay, all right. Well, he's kind of like a fun guy. I think he claims to have taught you a lot. He's very creative, and he's in spirit now. And he says, "Hey, I'm looking out for you, brother." So he's kind of fun, kind of lighthearted. I don't see how he died just yet. But from the physical description, it's not enough, I'm assuming, for you to say you know who it is. Is that correct, honey? With the beard and the hat and the parrot?
Yeah, last night I heard this old guy, Brian Smith, that may have passed. Do you think he may have passed yet, or? Well,
just focus. Okay. Did Brian Smith ever have? Did he ever dress? They seem like almost like a throwback to the '60s or the '70s in music and that kind of thing.
No, I don't think it's this guy. No, I don't think it's, this guy looks much more dapper.
Okay, no. This guy's like a character. He's like real fun-loving. He's more like artsy. He's more outdoorsy. Yeah. He likes to live on the road, and he's a friend of yours from the past. And he also shows me one or two other things. I don't know how old you are or whatever, but you still would know people that were more like from the 60s, like the hippie types, even if you're younger, right? But he's like that. He's also shown me a different vision of himself where he's got a bandana on. His hair is in the light brown family. He's got a mustache. It looks like he rode a motorcycle too. So this is a friend of yours that you would have known from the past. I don't know how tight you were with him or not. There even seems to have been some dope or pot, that kind of thing. Fun-loving guy, fun-loving fellow, and he's around you these days. He does come in to say hello to you from spirit. He's in spirit now. I don't know how he passed just yet. I wonder if he's going to tell me. You going to tell me, sir, how you passed, please? Oops. Whoops. He says he overdosed. So if you think about the people you know, if you know anybody who's in the hippie-ish kind of category from the past, this is from the past, who would have, maybe been a little bit more artsy, that could have been more in the concert circuit, just that kind of outdoorsy kind of thing, like commune kind of thing with drugs and drinking and this and that, but not a bad guy, a nice guy, risk taker.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, but you did have a time in your life where you were more outdoorsy and you were hanging out with people like that.
I used to have motorcycles. I used to ride
90 seconds.
All kinds of stuff.
Okay. Well, that's where he comes from. Okay. Well, he comes from that era, my dear. And he says he's smoking. Oh, God, this is so funny, Nathaniel. He says, I'm smoking some weed for you in heaven, bro. I'm smoking some weed for you. Oh, and then he teases you. And he says, I bet you wish you had some of this this type that he has right now. So he's a real character, okay? A real character. Anyway, I'm going to say thank you, Nathaniel, for calling in.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yes, honey, the show's about to end. I just want to say thank you to everybody else for joining in this evening. Wednesday at 1, we will continue this experience. And if you want a private session, 25% off, just go to spiritmediumtv.com, and item number 1 on that page will show you how to get that. Thank you, everybody. You're all blessed and blessed to me. Namaste.